All right, we got an episode here from Internet Oddities recommended by you guys. The Dark World of Celebrity Yachting. I've heard of this. It's like Dubai Light.
Entertainment industry's biggest open secrets, with A-list stars including models, actors, and influencers being rumored to have been involved in yachting at some point during their careers. If you're unfamiliar with the term, yachting is used to describe the practice of being paid to spend time, often on a yacht, with extremely wealthy clients. Over the years, it has become a popular way for women to raise their profile while making some money. However, under the surface, it has a dark history of coercion, sexual.
What I've been telling you guys, if you have a woman on social media that you're interested in and you look through her profile and she's been in places like Dubai, she's been on a bunch of yachts, this is her life. This is her reality. She didn't get on that shit for free. She didn't just go with her girlfriend. She didn't save up money to have fun. How many more of you are going to keep falling for that bullshit? The red flags are here for everybody to see.
Sexual exploitation and human trafficking.
Oh, there we go.
The term itself first started gaining traction when The Hollywood Reporter published an investigation into the culture at the Cannes Film Festival in 2013, claiming that models and some Hollywood actors swarmed the hotels and yacht parties during the festival. A man named Eli Nahas, who ran a modeling agency at the time and would later be convicted of supplying more than 50 women to rich Middle Eastern clients during the festival, said, "Every year there are 30 to 40 luxury yachts in the Bay at Cannes, and every boat belongs to a very rich person. Every boat has about 10 girls on it, and they are usually nude or half nude. These women are referred to as yacht girls, and they blur the lines between party goers and escorts, as the general agreement between them and the host of the boat is that by coming aboard they are expected to carry out favors, but at the end of the night they are all gifted envelopes full of varying amounts of money. The amount of cash they receive is based upon their celebrity status and what favors they carried out over the course of the evening." According to Nahas, you'd definitely recognize more than a few names from Hollywood. They tell themselves what they're doing at Cannes is okay, that they're just on dates with girls include Bella Hadid, Hailey Bieber, and Meghan Markle. But before we get deeper into that, let's ponder why an already wealthy and successful person would consider doing it. As previously stated, the men who own these boats are extremely wealthy, and unfortunately, with wealth comes power and connections, and having a decent relationship with some of these people could take your career to the next level.
Deeply connected and anonymous. These are businessmen you've never heard of, you'll never recognize. They stay in the shadows on purpose, and they're living life unabated. They do whatever they want. And because of this influence and the fact that you have to be in the know to know who these guys are, can invite models, can invite women, even high-end women, like they were saying, like rich women that are already famous, or women looking to get famous, which is like almost every woman today on social media wants to get famous. So when you get a DM talking about, hey, I would be interested in having you flown out here. There's a yacht party in Monaco at blah, blah, blah. Would you be interested? If you are, DM me and here's my number. We'll talk about the details over the phone. Boom. And then the management for that person does all this networking and the girls just appear on the boat 10, 20 at a time. And they already know the rules. Everything is laid out in front of them. And then all of a sudden through the business connects, after they've done their favors, they start to get promoted on social media. They start to get contracts for modeling. They start to get put in little movies and series and whatever. And this is the exchange that's happening. All this shit is fabricated. It's all about who you know. Women are absolutely getting pimped out in all levels of society today. It's crazy.
According to The Hollywood Reporter, yachting your way to stardom happens with disturbing frequency, and even pointed a finger at actress Irina Shayk, who landed her debut role in the film Hercules despite having 0 previous acting credits. And in a stylist article on women yachting, an anonymous source said, "You might see people on the red carpet and have no idea who they are, but there's a reason why they're being elevated. They're being seen, but so is the person who invited them there." They also went on to say, "You often see someone with 1 million followers, always traveling and being pictured on a private jet, and you think, well, how are they doing that? Where are they going and who with?"
The men who are going to be involved in yachting, it's going to be very high up, well-to-do, extremely wealthy men. Well-connected, anonymous, businessman type. You wouldn't recognize their name. You have no idea who they are. They probably own a bunch of companies, got a lot of money. You wouldn't recognize their name.
To give you an idea of just how wealthy these yacht owners owners are. Some of the yachts spotted at the Cannes Festival in 2019 include the Serene, a $500 million super yacht owned by Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman that features 2 helipads, an indoor climbing wall, a fully equipped spa, and 3 swimming pools. Also spotted at Cannes was the Eclipse, the second largest super yacht in the world, valued at an estimated $1.2 billion. Once you take a look at some of these yachts and factor in what a relationship with their owners could potentially offer your career, as well as the often 5-figure plus gifts you receive at the end of the evening, it becomes more clear why someone would be open to play along, even if they don't exactly need the money. In 2021, Emily Ratajkowski released a memoir titled My Body, where she details her indoctrination into the cult of beauty as defined by powerful men. Part of this book delves into her experiences yachting, and this made people speculate whether or not Bella Hadid and Hailey Bieber also partake in the business, as Emily has posted videos of them dancing on a yacht together at none other than Cannes Film Festival, the same festival that has become synonymous with yachting. One of the excerpts from Emily's book named
$40,000 a night. Yeah. And then stay on this fortress on water for 3 nights with some, secret millionaire, billionaire, and leave home with hundreds of thousands of dollars for your quote favors or forays into whatever business you're looking to do. Modeling contracts.
One of her yachting clients as Joe Law, a Malaysian businessman who has since become a fugitive on the run.
Dude, this guy, he was a meme in the crypto culture because, just look at him. And then he was smashing, I don't even know what supermodel he was smashing, but it had been confirmed they were linked together. And this dude was, I don't know, worth hundreds of millions, maybe even billions of dollars. And yeah, look, this video.
After allegedly embezzling billions from the Malaysian state. With Emily publicizing her experience yachting with Joe Law, people began drawing lines between him and other potential yacht girls. For example, in 2010, Joe Law was pictured partying with Paris Hilton in St. Tropez. And in 2019, the Sun Daily reported that Kylie Jenner would be celebrating her 22nd birthday on Joe Law's yacht. This corresponds with a 2015 blind item posted about Kris Jenner and Kylie Jenner.
I found this Kris Jenner, Kylie Jenner blind item from 2015 that is so creepy, but I've never believed something more. We had really hoped that the younger member of this family would avoid all the pitfalls to which the others fell prey. No such luck. She's already in deep. The latest, she is actually being coached by her mother in both the art of pleasing a man as well as how to find one to pay her a lot to do it. We're not talking about a boyfriend or husband here. No, we're talking about yachting. We're talking about professional work. Her television fame and young age are already earning her a significant bonus over others who provide similar services. So that is Kris Jenner literally pimping out her own daughter, who was not 18, well below 18 at the time. Oh my god, and this is when they were filming Keeping Up with the Kardashians. On brand, at least.
According to Daily Mail, Joe Law also sent Kim Kardashian home in a white Ferrari and $250,000 cash in a garbage bag after partying with him in Vegas for a weekend.
White Lambo, $250,000 cash one weekend with her. Come on, man. Do you not see what this system is? Do you see how busted? How can you expect dating culture? How do you expect conservative values? How do you expect family, the nuclear family to be intact when this is the reality of the situation? And this is just, we're just talking about the famous women here. You have no idea how many normal girl down the street that happens to have beauty gets ensnared in this shit. She got offered, because her fame, $250,000. But if you tell girl next door, here's $50,000 to fly out, have an experience of a lifetime in my penthouse on my hundreds of millions of dollar yacht, come meet my very influential friends, they can take you out of that small town. You want a contract with said company for modeling, for acting? You want a job at this company? You want schooling paid for? Do anything you want. We can make happen. Do you want this to be a lifetime thing? Do you want to be somebody's sugar baby for the next, 5 years, 10 years? We really like you. My friend there thought you were sweet. He wants to invite you next weekend to somewhere else, another $50,000. Think about it. You could do this for a little bit of time and be set for life. With that kind of temptation, what do you think would happen?
People have accused Kim of being a yacht girl for over a decade due to her appearances on yachts and seemingly random solo trips to countries such as Bahrain and Kuwait to attend grand openings of the chain restaurant Millions of Milkshakes, a stunt that actually resulted in large protests, which reportedly were tear-gassed by police. It's a little loose, but some people claim these appearances were a cover for what she was actually being paid to do. While on the topic, Kendall Jenner was one of 13 celebrities to attend the grand opening of Hotel Atlantis the Royal in Dubai back in January, where she would be caught on camera in someone's Instagram story. TikTok user and hobbyist lip reader, impossibly asleep, would share with us what Kendall was saying in the clip.
I'm doing some stalking and my lip reading is getting really good. Is this your first or second time? This is my third. My first 2 times were horrible. Horrible. This is so fun.
People interpreted this clip as Kendall badmouthing her prior experiences in Dubai, with some speculating what she could have been doing there, especially after the Dubai porta potty story went viral. A story I won't go into, but will summarize as wealthy men flying out young women to Dubai and paying them to eat human waste. There have also been rumors of Meghan Markle being a yacht girl circulating as far back as the early 2010s, with some people even speculating that this is how she met Prince Harry.
She was a deal or no deal suitcase holder, and then all of a sudden she ends up marrying into the royal family. How is that possible?
According to a blind item posted by 3 Days 3 Nights, if you see B actress post scantily clad photos of themselves on social media, this is often a comm that this person is available to rent for a weekend of yachting, typically worth $30,000 for the party. We're about to go off the deep end and enter conspiracy theory territory, but the part about posting scantily clad photos of themselves to advertise their availability is something many people online claim to be a real thing, with some people even claiming that water company 138 Water could be a front for offering high-end escorting services to the wealthy. A 2017 Crazy Days and Nights blind item says, last year she was affiliated with a high-price escort service run by a sleazy paparazzi agent who uses bottled water ads as a catalog of available girls. The so-called Fashion Water is a front company who lists this always broke rapper as a spokesman for the co-owner. A real co-owner is this momager herself. Most if not all of the models posing in these water company ads are available for a price, including this sister of this ex-Disney actress turned escort. Taking a look at 138's Instagram page, all you see are posts of women in bikinis, with descriptions that seemingly advertise the women more than the products they're selling. Excerpts from one of their descriptions include, join us in celebrating the unstoppable energy and incredible vibe of the one and only Nina Svent, Miss European Universe. Nina is a force to be reckoned with. Brace yourselves for a visual feast that will leave you craving for more. Get ready to be inspired, motivated, and blown away. Brace yourself because
Wow. What the hell, dude? This is so much more elaborate than I would have ever thought of. I can't be surprised. I don't know why I'm surprised. Why wouldn't you front a shitty water bottle company and then use that to advertise women? Of course, allegedly, this is conspiracy theory. None of this means anything. We're just, theorizing here. But yeah. The more I see stuff like this, the more it's becoming clear to me that social media absolutely is tainting women. And if you're looking for a relationship or something serious and she consumes social media to any degree, a negative. There doesn't seem to be any positive here, unless she has her own Etsy store or something like that. If she's a producer in this marketplace, if she's making lingerie, making underwear, swimwear, gym wear, if she's producing and making stuff, and has her own little business, I understand. But as a consumer of this environment, it can lead to nothing positive. Nobody says I use social media and have become happier. It's helped me psychologically. I'm more fulfilled in my life. No, nobody, especially women. We know the damage social media causes to people's happiness and how depressed people get watching it. Why would you want somebody that's drilling in their head constantly content like this? Because they'll look at this and go, wow, so pretty. wow, how did she get this deal? I wish I was a model and could be on the beach posing with a water bottle company. Let me DM them, hey, I'd be interested in working with you guys. And depending on how good she looks and what potential she has and, you know, what she's willing to do, which for the money is almost anything, they will message her and go, hey, you look like you could be a great candidate for our water bottle company. We'd like to fly you out to XYZ and do a couple photo shoots, sit down with you and talk about the direction we're taking this company in. Would you be interested? And of course, boom.
Because Nina is about to take you on a journey to new heights. People have theorized that the broke rapper mentioned in the blind item is Tyga, and the mummager is none other than Kris Jenner.
If you are trying to have a fast track to success, if it's not happening for you, modeling, acting, entertainment industry, whatever that looks like, yachting will always promise you connection. It will promise that you will meet high-up people who are the decision makers for signing movie deals, signing modeling contracts. It might not always be true, but they're going to promise you that you're going to meet some big names.
In a pretty famous blind item hosted by Crazy Days and Crazy Nights, a struggling actress, whom people have speculated to be Vanessa Lenges, details their experience yachting and highlights some of the darker elements while also giving context as to why a seemingly successful person would consider yachting. The blind item says, I'm an actress, a generally out-of-work actress. If not for voiceover work, things would be bleak right now. I had high hopes for this past year, but the show I was starring on got cancelled. It happens a lot. I was on a hit network show for a few years, just a reoccurring role. It was on that show that I started talking to another actress. People have guessed this other actress to be either Naya Rivera or Heather Morris from Glee. She continues, while we waited for a scene to be set up, we would talk a lot. Hours of free time gives you a lot of time to discuss things. It was not that long ago that I was working every week in a pretty good show and making quite a lot of money. Then the star of the show got tired of acting, and just like that, the show ended, and I was scrambling. I told her this story, and she said I should think about heading to Europe for the summer. She had done it before. The more she talked about it, the better it sounded. Each week, you never know if your job will be lost. Will the show be cancelled? Will the audience hate your character and you get fired? Will you ever get another job if you do get fired? The actress I was talking to made it sound super easy, and that she only had sex a few times with the guys while yachting, and that it was mostly partying and being arm candy. I asked her what I needed to do, and she said that she would introduce me to the person who can make it happen. She made a call, and that night we went and had drinks with a woman who gets a fee for sending people to model. That's what she called it. She had some fake British accent, which sometimes turned into a fake French accent. You're there to look pretty. A yacht is elegant, and so are you. Owners of yachts like to have parties, and needed to fill those parties with models. Again and again, the word model. Anyway, I was already in. I knew what to expect, and I knew I needed the money. I was treating this like an acting job. I would play the model part to a T. People know my face, people know my work. My fee at the time was $25,000 per episode, and each episode took a week to film, so I wanted $25,000 up front. 2 days after meeting the woman, the money was in my account. On my flight to Paris, I didn't notice any other women who looked like they were models. But when I got to Paris, that all changed. The models are all in the tiniest of bikinis. Most are topless. There was a lot more groping and staring. You would be in the water and some guy would grab you and touch you. They wanted to shower with you when you got out of the water. They wanted to rub oil on you and have you rub it on them. If they saw some poor model passed out, they would film her and grope her. For the most part, it was a 3-hour sexual assault recorded. I hated it. A couple who were favorites of the people running the tour would stay with those guys in the yacht. The rest of us were 6 to a room in a hotel. By my last night there, half of the women were gone. Some had just quit, some had ended up with a guy they liked, and at least one person from my week overdosed. In 2021, Vice conducted an interview with a former super yacht deckhand who described their time on board as the coolest job in the world on the surface, while in reality, it meant cleaning up after sex parties, orgies, drug binges, and slaughtering animals on board so the food is as fresh as it can be. They also detail a fatality that happened where an anchor chain came loose and cut a leg off of an officer, leading to him bleeding out and dying on the boat.
The hell. A great video, just a heads up. Saint-Tropez doesn't rhyme with Lopez. Okay. For any regular young women who see this, this can happen to you too. I live in a Great Lakes state and I see this a lot in the summer. If an older man offers to take you and your friends out on a boat for free, or if he offers to pay you, don't do it. Yachts are extremely expensive to maintain and most people wouldn't just have strangers on their boat for no reason. They will expect something in return. And that's from a woman, Lauren. And that makes sense. If you're in a state with a big lake, and obviously lake parties on boats is a huge thing. Anybody in America will tell you this, or probably Europe too, wherever they, host these in the summer. There's levels to this shit. We're watching the extreme billionaire with $1 billion yacht stories here. But if you go a few levels lower, you start to get into the local version of this, where the local millionaire has a boat on a lake somewhere with a lakeside house and is just having the same fun with the quote local girls, or maybe some he flew in from, other parts of the states. And it's happening at all levels, man. This is the perversion. This is, social media allowing like an incredible level of connection and reach that anybody with resources and power could take advantage of. And when you have something people want, you now have a tool to go get it. And if you have something to sell, you now have the tool to give it away. As a young woman living in Miami, trust me when I say this stuff is so deep. I have known bartenders who saw 14 to 17-year-olds on yachts with their clients who are 60 and had to quit next day as they couldn't stand to see it. I got offered plenty of times to go out on a boat and I always refused because you have to realize who's going to come get you. No one. Can I call someone on the water? I doubt it. There is nowhere to hide, and worst case, if you fall over the ship and everyone is too drunk to notice, you can get hurt. It's not fun unless you know those people hosting and you know exactly who is on that boat. Don't go. I see videos of girls all in thong getting bikinis, and you some personally who worked $12 an hour retail jobs but couldn't afford $4K place a month in the middle of the city. Interesting. Someone said, correction, they didn't blur the lines between modeling and prostitution, they erased it. Another woman, I used to work as a model when I was in my 20s, and I can tell you that modeling and prostitution go hand in hand. I went on a couple of events at clubs, and I saw a thing or two regarding drugs, squirting, and shady stuff. Most girls would sell themselves into contracts. Luckily enough for me, I didn't have to, and I quit as soon as I could. Another one, look at the stories. I modeled for some time in Paris and in the UK. My mother said before I left home, if it feels wrong, it's wrong. If you have to second guess, if your stomach turns on your chest tightens, immediately remove yourself from the situation. And I kept that advice with me. I would see after shows when the models are getting dressed and ready to leave, there would be a person who would walk in and point out different girls and tell them there's someone out here who wants to meet you. Those girls would go on private jets and yachts, and some of them wouldn't return or would come back notably different, and not in a good way. A lot of them would just start doing drugs. It may seem luxurious and cool on the outside, but trust, from what I've seen, it's incredibly dangerous and demoralizing. And then I'll end it with this one. This is incredible. If we really think about it, we go on social media and see people flexing expensive lifestyles, and regular people feel like losers and failures for not having sex trafficking money. We are envying human trafficking, essentially. This world is a crazy place. Anna, you are correct indeed.